this milkmaid braid, this cinched waist, taking shots out of a cannon. Not like shots. Hi everyone, it's Julia and welcome to my channel Shakespeare and Such. Today I'm filming a book haul. Yes! I went out of town this weekend and I visited one of my favorite bookstores. It's called Schuler Books and Music, and every time I go there they have books that I've never seen in person before. I don't know if that makes any sense. I just feel like every time when I go into a regular, say Barnes & Noble, for example, I see a lot of books and I'm like, heard about it, Goodreads, seen a video. I'm familiar vaguely with every book I see for the most part. When I go to Schuler's, it's like, where have all these books been? I have not heard of them, and it just gets me so excited every time. And they also sell some used books, so sometimes you can get a bargain depending on what you're looking for. So it's a really cool place. But that's not the point. The point is, I want to tell you guys what I bought. So the first book that I got shouldn't come as a surprise because everyone is buying it since it came out, and I'm just slightly behind the bandwagon. It's the illustrated edition of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. It's so pretty. The reason that I held off on buying this was because I bought the first book also at Schuler's, so I kind of wanted to do it again there for nostalgic reasons, just because it's basically a year later that I went. The inside of this book is beautiful, and anyone who's a fan of Harry Potter should buy these. The next book that I picked up was one I had been eagerly anticipating long before it even came out, and I finally was able to get my hands on it. The Female of the Species by Mindy McGinnis. This book sounds freaking awesome. It's getting really good reviews from people who I really trust their opinions, so I'm very excited to read this. The shortest synopsis that I can give based on what I know is that it's about a girl, I think her name is Alex, whose sister was brutally murdered, and so I guess she is exacting her own revenge on the killer who had been let free. He wasn't found guilty. And then there's also another girl who's the preacher's kid. I think they call her PK, and we see her point of view, as well as kind of the high school golden boy whose name is, I don't know what, Jack. And I think it has, no, not I think. And I know this story has a lot of feminist themes, and that it's just, oh, I'm really excited about it. And also, this freaking awesome, neon yellowy green cover is just beautiful. I'm very excited about this. The next book that I got was one that I didn't purposefully go in the store thinking, this is one I'm going to buy. But when I saw it, I was like, of course I'm buying this. And that is Replica by Lauren Oliver. I'm a very big fan of Lauren Oliver. I really liked the Delirium series. Even the last book, which I know is not very popular with most people, I remember enjoying it, though I actually don't own it, so I don't remember it that well. And I've also read Vanishing Girls, which I did like. I didn't love as much as Delirium, but it was a good one. But the extra incentive I had to get this while I was at Schuler's was it's a signed copy, which is so cool. Oh yeah, also if you haven't heard of this book, it's a dual perspective and you flip it over, which is so cool. Where is it? Here we are. Hey Lauren Oliver, thanks. This is about a girl named Gemma who's been really sick her whole life, in and out of hospitals, and she discovers some weird connection her father has to this science-y place in Florida, so she's trying to get to the bottom of that. And then we also see Lyra, who I believe is living in that science-y place. I haven't read it, so I don't know the details here. I don't know what to call it. But yeah, the chapters perfectly correspond one-to-one, so you can read all of one girl and then read all the other, which I don't plan on doing, though I've heard people have enjoyed that when they did, particularly those who started with Gemma. I think I will be alternating, so I'll read 1 or maybe like 5 chapters of Gemma, switch over, read the same chapters for Lyra, and keep alternating back and forth, because I feel like, personally for me, that's how I'm going to get the most enjoyment out of this. But yeah, I can't get over how flippy this book is. It's like, I remember reading books like this as a child where it'd be like, the 3 little pigs, and then you flip it over and it's like, now it's from the wolf's point of view, and I just love it so much. And then this cover is so cool. It's just completely sheer. Very unique and beautiful. Okay, let's move on. Alright, and the last book that I have is actually kind of a wild card because I hadn't heard of it and I picked it up just based on the cover and the synopsis, and that is Out of Darkness by Ashley Hope Perez. And this is a historical fiction story. Oh, sorry. It's a really cool cover because it's matte, but her braid is glossy, but it's really distracting me during filming. This is a historical fiction that takes place in, I believe, 1937. Nailed it. 1937 in Texas, and it's about the New London school explosion, which is apparently like one of the greatest school tragedies in American history, and I've never even heard of it. So that was initially like a huge part of my interest because I've never even heard of that. And it is about segregation and love and family and tragedy. And I don't know that much truly about the plot other than it just sounds really compelling. There were some rave reviews on Goodreads about how like emotionally stirring this was for people. So I'm very looking forward to that. And yes, super excited about this find because I had never heard of it before. Okay, so then the last couple of things I got are not technically books, but I went to Vault of Midnight comic book store, which I'm not really a reader of comics. I have read volume 1 of Paper Girls, I've read some manga, and that's about the extent of my reading comics. I've never bought like actual like traditional comic books, except as a kid, I really loved those like Archie digests in the grocery store lines, like those $3 ones, and they're like yay big. I would ask for one every time we went grocery shopping. It's like, can we get Betty and Veronica? I loved it. So I had to get Archie. It's so weird buying comics because it's like you don't really know what you're getting. I don't know if you're like allowed to open it up in the store. I wasn't sure if that was like bad etiquette, so I didn't want to. But yeah, I got Archie. This is like their new reboot. I don't know what they call it in comics, but excuse me. But this is issue number 8 of Archie, and I just love that they've got the Vote Lodge shirts on because it's so aptly timed with the presidential election that I was like, oh yeah, Archie, Veronica, you're coming with. And I love the new art style. I don't know if this is done purposefully, but the new show Riverdale, based on the Archie universe, is coming out soon, maybe in 2017. And I feel like all of the way the characters are drawn kind of look like the actors who are portraying them. I don't know if that's a coincidence or if I'm like projecting what I want to see, but I just thought that was interesting. I got another comic from the Archie universe, which is Josie and the Pussycats. Look at how cool that cover is. I'm going to let's take it out of here so you can see, because it's hard to appreciate with the reflection. Look at that. I saw this cover and I was like, yes, you are coming with me. It's gorgeous and it's rad, and I want Josie's outfit. Yeah, again, Josie and the Pussycats were definitely a part of my experience reading Archie digests, and I love those girls just as much as I love the main characters, and I love the Josie and the Pussycats movie. As stupid as it is hilarious to me. So yes, very excited about that one as well. Oh, and it's #1, so that's exciting. I'm starting like right at the beginning. And then the last comic I got is kind of an outlier, but I saw the cover and I was like, you must be mine. It is called Rebels, and it says, a good wife, follower, patriot, Republican, a historical epic of America's founding rebels. And how, again, this reflection, how freaking cool does she look? Who are you? Because these are like, I think, based on true people. I did look at, this is issue #7. I looked at the graphic novel, the big bind-up of the prior issues, but there weren't as many female characters in there, so frankly, I just wasn't as interested. It's just how I am as a person, you guys. But I couldn't pass her up. Like, who is she? Ugh, I'm so about this. So yeah, that is everything that in terms of reading material that I bought on my trip. I'm very pleased and excited to dive into these things that I have. But yes, I'm so thrilled. Let me guys know which of these you're most interested in me doing potentially a review when I finish reading them, or if you guys are interested in seeing more about comics, because if I like what I read, I might get more into those, and then that might become something I discuss more on this channel if we're interested. I don't know. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and you'll see more of me soon. Bye!